I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gon' live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, doing no cap. Only God wants, so you better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Baby, I'm bad, baby, I'm bad.
I just wanna stay bad, stay mad. Chip on my shoulder cause they treat me like an outcast. I ain't gonna take that, stay back. I'll be swinging hard till the hits come in all caps. I ain't gonna lay back, pray that someone's gonna help me. Ain't nobody like that.
Hi there, this is digital marketing legend Srinidhi Ranganathan, the king of digital marketing. So we are looking at an amazing, what do you call as a video on how you can think like an artificial intelligence AI algorithm itself, right? So in this particular video, you'll learn about advanced artificial intelligence creative thinking techniques from me. Let's get booming. By the way, it's the world's first video on how you can think like an AI, believe it or not. When we talk about artificial intelligence, I gotta talk about something called as hyperphantasia, which is a condition of having extremely vivid mental imagery. It is the opposite condition to a fantasia where mental visual imagery is not present. Okay, so it's like what do you call hyperphantasia is like can be described as vivid as real seeing, and for the first time in the world I have hyperphantasia. Um so typically extremely creative thinking people like me who have creative superpowers can actually think of stuff solutions on the spot, right? So just to delve into the concept of hyperphantasia. Now I can actually visualize through my mind's eye. It's like actually watching some kind of a Inception movie, like where you enter your dreams, talk to the characters, and all this stuff. I can do that on the spot. I can actually close my eyes, visualize myself in a different location. I can use all my senses to perceive, to smell, to actually hear, to feel what objects are there in the particular location, talk to people in the particular location, take even a car and roam around in that particular imaginary location, or even take enter a train, enter a flight. All this stuff happens, right? So extreme creative thinking skills, when we talk about that, not everybody has extreme creative thinking skills, but they can actually nurture it. It need not be that you need to have hyperphantasia and all this stuff. So you can nurture it. You can actually make oneself creative. Let's now look at step one, which is the first rule of the first step, you call it, in order for you to think like an AI. Always remember, don't forget that. Anyways, always remember, focus on a single problem. So if there is a big problem that's put in front of you, just imagine that. All you got to do is, now if there are numerous problems you're talking about, not just one single problem. If there are numerous problems, you got to focus on whichever problem you feel is the most simplest of it all. Okay, suppose you got to formulate all the 10 problems, or maybe the 5 problems you got to break it up into smaller chunks and form a single problem based on that. Understand, this is the how the mind of an AI, or the mind of a person thinking like an AI would work. Don't move on to the next problem before completing or finding a solution to that particular problem. So 5 problems, you got to break it into smaller chunks, focus on a single problem. That is what do you call the the combination of all these problems, and don't move on to the next problem before completing or finding a solution to the problem. So once you find, so guys, if you have 100 problems, now what's going to happen? 100 questions or 100 challenges you have, you got to formulate it into different groups. So like say problem 1 to particular number 10 is group 1, problem 11 to particular number 20 is group 2. Like that, you got to formulate groups, break it into smaller chunks, and never move on to the groups without finishing each and every single group's solution that you find. Anyways, you can also identify complex patterns in large amount of data and divided it into a single problem. Okay, you can even identify complex patterns and divide it into a single problem. That means some of these problems may have complex amounts, large amounts of data. Uh, so these large amount of data inputs have to be divided into a single problem. So that's step 1 for you. If you're unable to grasp step 1, watch it again. Let's move on to step 2. Step 2 is implementing the mind palace, or what you call as memory palace technique. Now, here is a practical example. You're able to see a particular palace room here in this video. Now, what I'm able to tell you is you got to, understand that you're in that particular room. Okay, so you are here in this particular room. You're entering the room. So now you open the door, you come inside, and you see what do you call a table. A table. Okay, you see a table, and you see a grandma sitting in the table. Okay, so keep that as A. Okay, A. Now you go to next to the dressing mirror, and you see a candle that's almost melting. In fact, it's ready to bring fire. So that's step. Not step 2. Sorry, that's actually B. Okay, keep that as B. Okay, it's almost melting. In fact, but at the same time, it's a little bit a candle that that might bring fire. Okay, then you go to the what do you call as a location where you have particular knight statue, a statue of a knight, and he is coming to life. So that's C for you. That's C. Okay, point number C. And then you go to the mirror and you see a woman in white. So that's D for you. Okay, and yes, so let's remember all this now. Now imagine all that you heard. So how let's repeat this. So you come in through the door, and you see what? You see the table. Okay, what do you remember from that, and how? That's point A. Point A is grandma. Point B is you go to the mirror, right? So point B is you go near the dressing table, but you actually see a candle that's almost I told you, right? So it's almost about to catch fire. So that's point B is candle. Point C is night, where he is almost coming to life. Point G is mirror, where you see a woman in white, right? So all this stuff. So now you understand. Now you repeat after me. Grandma, candle, night, and mirror. Now, if I give you these 4 words, you'll always remember this story, right? So this is called the mind palace technique. You're visualizing words through the power of story. And this is always like you're imagining yourself watching a film, and you'll be able to recall things easily in the form of a story. I call it the mind video. Okay, so we have tried it now, and it's like pretty amazing. And so like this you can keep a note of a lot of things. So if a person gives you even 20, 30 words to remember, you can obviously you can visualize it in the form of a story. And always that you'll always remember the grandma who was seated on the table. You'll remember the candle. You'll remember the knight who came to life and the woman in white, right? So okay, woman in white means, oh, it's all actually he's talking about the mirror. Okay. So that's how this entire concept works. Let's move on. Now, step three is to become a child. See it in the child's point of view. Act innocent to boom your creativity to the next level. This will also help you to discover your true challenge and understand the need for unlimited creativity where imagination has no limits at all. Yes, truly, imagination has no limits at all. Now, you can also, now, if you look at the fourth bullet point, understand the need for, right? Unlimited creativity where imagination has no limits. So what I'm talking about here is there is scope for unlimited potential and creativity. Now the same memory palace, if you think about like you're visualizing yourself as a child, and you're seeing things, then it's a different thing altogether, right? That means you will have more imagination put forward. Imagine as a child how imaginative you were until people told you this is this, this is this, this is this, this has to become like this has to turn into this definition of this is this, this particular concept means this. Now, if you didn't know what that particular concept was for or not, then you will imagine more stuff. Like you will have like 50 permutations and combinations for that particular concept. Okay, this concept is maybe something like this, or maybe something like this, maybe something like this, right? That point of time itself, you are giving yourself the potential to become, in fact, a kind of an AI algorithm. That's how you start actually thinking like an artificial intelligence AI itself. See, step four is where you autocomplete sentences using permutations and combinations like text synth tool. Now there is something called as text synth, and I'm going to show you that right now. But you can improve your predictive capabilities through practicing yourself. In fact, to actually formulate stuff through generative AI on your own. Okay, let's try TechSynth right now. So we are here in TechSynth where it's a GPT J6 Boolean parameter model, and all you gotta do is, just type something. Maybe you can type like, I was thinking of meeting you at the park, but when I got a phone call from someone who said that you are in office. Okay, so great. So now what I'm saying is what this will do is this will complete text. Okay, if you click on this is going to complete text like this. Okay, what I thought you had all the stuff comes in. Okay, now if you want to generate another, you can click on this. I was scared that all the stuff comes in. Okay, so it's automatically coming up with a story. Okay, great. So now you're getting the point, right? So here, if you read this particular story, it says, "When I was a little bit lost, my son told me, and I came here to meet you. How are you? I'm fine. Hello, what is your name?" And all the stuff. Now, what I'm saying is, just copy this, copy. Okay. Now go back, refresh, put it here. Imagine, imagine. Now you're not using TextSynth. In fact, you are you are text synth yourself. You are text synth yourself. Okay, so now what you got to do is you got to think that by putting this in your memory palace, or what do you call as your mind palace, you got to come up with the answers. For example, let me come up with the answer. Okay, Let me come up. You gotta try it on your own. I was thinking of meeting you at the park, but when I got a phone call from someone who said that you're in office, so I came to know that you are in office, and I wanted to meet you there. I took a cab and to your office, and I wanted to bring you a particular flower from a flower shop that you love. Okay, now you see this, guys. So I can just continue the story exactly like that, but you get the point, right? So now let me do a different permutation and combination. Now I'm not at all using Texans, right? I'm actually using what do you call my mind power. Okay, so you can also use Texan for generative AI. It's really cool out there. But understand, when you think like an AI, you got to imagine yourself to do it. Understand, guys? So this works best for creative material, not for nonfiction. Understand? This doesn't work for nonfiction. This doesn't work for articles where you require a lot of knowledge and all the stuff to do. It may work a little bit for blog articles depending on your knowledge levels, but it works 100% for creative content. I was thinking of meeting you at the park when I got a phone call from someone who said that you're in an office. I knew that you are not in the office. It was my son who was pranking me, saying that you were at the office. I knew it because he was right behind me. That's it, simple. So you're getting the idea, guys, what I'm talking about, right? You're getting the idea. And see, it's not that you got to think on your own all the time, but it's good that you think like an AI. But at the same time, you can also use AI to your liking. For example, this AI had told, this you have told. Now combine AI's power and your power to create this. I mean, like this. Yep. He knew I was waiting for you. I'm like, okay, you got a call. His son, you prank me. I went to the park. Okay. You're getting the idea, guys, what I'm talking about, right? I had to say bye to my boss. He was going to fire me. I felt so embarrassed. The son got me fooled. So you can also use the power of AI, use the power of your own AGI. I mean, like, sorry, I was like artificial general intelligence, but it's not AGI. It's like human intelligence. HI, HI, human intelligence. Use human intelligence, use artificial intelligence. But in order to think like an AI, you got to give a lot of permutations and combinations. So that's what you got to do. Okay. Step 5 is to enter an imaginary or virtual location with your mind's eye. So I call the secretive technique open dreaming. So you can imagine any particular location, be it Mars or be it a location in Paris or any kind of location that you want, a science fiction location too. Maybe you are entering the year 2980. So you got to visualize yourself, guys. Always remember, you got to visualize yourself to be present in that location, and write down what you see and practice the technique in different virtual locations. So you got to actually start like writing down what you are seeing in that particular location. When you close your eyes and you imagine yourself to be in a particular location, like whatever 2980, what do you see? You see, just close your eyes. Okay, you see flying cars. You see alien-like people. You see buildings that are upside down, that are floating in the sky. Sky cloud buildings. It's like a cloud city. What else you see? You see vehicles that are going at the speed of light, that are transparent, that can pass through you. You see two suns. I mean, like two suns, in fact, like. And you see also the moon appearing at the same time. Whatever. So you're getting the idea, right? What I'm talking about. So visualize yourself in that particular location and write down what you see. and practice this technique in different virtual locations. So you got to change the location, change the time of that particular location, or change the location itself. Okay, this is open dreaming. Okay, you got to practice this a lot, so you'll get an idea about you being in that particular location, what you see from your angle. That's going to matter the most on your way to think like an AI. Let's move on. Step 6 is to take this more further, to visualize yourself talking to the people in that particular location. So you got to talk to people. Find a person in that particular location through your imagination and talk to the particular person. And make use of all your five senses and jot down what you experience by sight or vision, hearing or audition, even smell, taste, touch, everything. Whatever you can utilize in terms of your five senses, you got to jot that down. Visualization is very important because the more you visualize, the more you're able to improve your creative, imaginative superpowers that can think like an AI itself. Let's move on. And the final step is, if you're unable to think fast like an artificial intelligence algorithm would think, you can always add the sentence to your motivation to-do list and repeat. Generation failed. I need to try again to succeed. So this should be, kind of a repetitive stuff. Just it's like kind of a mantra. Generation failed. I need to try again to succeed. Generation failed. I need to try again to succeed. The more you repeat it, what happens is you'll be able to generate stuff faster. This actually works. I've done it. Sometimes it can be a roadblock, or it can be a mind's block, or it can be a creative block, creators block, they call it, right? So at that point of time, you got to think, generation failed, I need to try again to succeed. Just repeat that 5 times. At the 6th time, you'll get the generation much more better than how you would have got it without narrating this. Getting the idea, right? So this stuff works. This is a secret. This is an amazing secret. This stuff actually works. I've tried it a lot of times, and it's like really, really, really cool out there. So I hope you understood the concepts, the steps, and you like to practice, I think, how to think like an AI. This is like really, I hope, would have helped you a lot in terms of, how an artificial intelligence AI would think. But in fact, it's the first step to think like an AI. There are a lot of things in store too, right? It's an ocean. It's an ocean. See, we humans only build machines, right? We humans only build machines that are capable of now doing a lot of tasks. Imagine the human brain, how far intelligent it is, right? This is digital marketing legend Srinidhi Ranganathan, the king of digital marketing, signing out from this ultimate educative video. Bye bye for now.